Mid-September, eh? Almost mid-September. I have enough tobacco seeds to start a tobacco factory. I cultivated enough tobacco to last all winter to give to the sweat lodge. I'm still getting peas. I mean, I've eaten so many peas since July, I don't think I can eat anymore. I'm getting pretty fed up with them. But hey, I ate peas since July for $2.28. Now check this out. These are non-GMO Kentucky pole beans. I planted about 12 beans, well, maybe 20 beans in this planter right here. It's like an 8-foot planter. There's my strawberries, they're running everywhere. I'm gonna have strawberries next season because they're running everywhere. See these runners? So I gotta build more. But check these Kentucky pole beans. I'm not even finished picking any of it. And I can't eat all of this. I mean, even my kids, we've been eating and eating and eating. We can't eat all of it, so I have to give it away. I'm not going to sell it because, I mean, it cost me like 12 beans to do this. And I still have like 5 years, 10 years worth of beans. Then I got these GMO beans here that I have a full pick to go. So like, this cost me, what? It cost me $620 to eat this summer. All my kids. And these peppers, I mean, everywhere I look there's food, and my wall of glory didn't get too glorious. But look at next year. Like I said, I can do there, there, and there, full of beans that I can't eat. Because I can't eat all of it, right? My experimental plots did exactly what they were supposed to do, was teach me. And boy, did I learn a lot this summer. This weed, remember the weed I was talking about? I didn't pluck this weed because I didn't know what it was. I just found it an odd weed, so I let it grow. And I got my radishes, carrots, leeks, and lettuces that are trying to grow. But this to me tells me that if I would have picked that weed because it just looked different from the rest, I wouldn't have got that flower. And you can tell the respect in my yard for this garden because I have kids playing in here all day long. And they come and go, they come and go. And that little sunflower has survived getting picked, broken, eaten, whatever. But that's the symbol of being individual and doing your own thing. So if I wouldn't have picked that weed, I wouldn't have had this beautiful sunflower in the corner of my yard in full traffic of everything and everyone standing there doing its own thing. And that's the way I feel in Eskasoni. I'm always standing there in a corner alone amongst riches of wealth doing my own thing, which kind of sucks because I know a lot of stuff. My Virginia creeper that I broke by accident, and I almost cried because it took me 3 years to get it up the fence. But now I have 4 Virginia creepers for next year to plant. So by breaking one plant, I created 4. My junk wagon decided to grow onions on me that must have been dormant in there. So I'm getting more onions. And my other junk wagon, I still have red lettuce and chard seeds in my pods here, which is cool, you know. And my tomatoes, they're all dying, you know, it's colder at night, so they're not surviving, even in the greenhouse. I grew about 200 tomatoes for the price of $20, so it works out great. And my cucamelons, the hardest damn plants to grow in Cape Breton, whether you have a greenhouse or not. I'm getting cucamelons. I'm getting a cucamelon. Alright, so here it is. This is a little cucamelon happening here. It's going to turn into a size of a little bigger than a grape. It's going to have his little watermelon stripes, and it's crossed between a lemon and a cucumber. Now, I'm not supposed to pick it when it's green. I'm supposed to pick it when it turns white, and that's when it's at the sweetest and best. And I'm telling you, this plant, it took me, I started it in April, had it in the house for 7 weeks. It was starting to grow its feelers. I put it in the greenhouse in June. We had like 4 frosts. It turned yellow. So I put 3 of them in my junk wagon. And I left them there to die. But then it started getting really hot outside and they came back. And I put them in here. So 3 of these plants were half dead and they came back. So the cucamelon plant itself, in my opinion, is pretty hardy if you you keep up with it. But it needs heat to get thick and flower and give a lot of fruit. So Cape Breton, if you had a heated greenhouse for the evening, or we actually had heat in the evening, I think I'd have a way better yield. But I didn't fertilize it properly. I'm supposed to use ash, and I've been using 20-20-20. So maybe one of the reasons why I wasn't using the proper fertilizer, but I'm getting some. I might be getting 2 dozen, so I might actually get to taste what they're like. So all this I got to learn this summer just by reading Nikki Jabor's book. So I read Nikki Jabor's book. I was a little confused about cool seasons and stuff like that. I thought she meant like in the spring, but she meant like mid-July to September and stuff. So I learned that by my experimental plots. My little children helping me along the way. There's my daughter who helped me build about 3/4 of this. This is all crooked, by the way. I just used a buck saw and went at it. Or a saw. So basically, you read somebody's book that stands out like a flower individually, and you create more flowers that stand individually. And individually, you know, we seem like we're doing our own thing, but when we combine those individual efforts and knowledge, it becomes a wonderful big thing. And I think that's what I'm learning about all this stuff. I can't bring it with me, but I can sure leave a lot of it behind. You know, just think of that flower sitting alone doing his own thing.